This was a first for us. It's day 62 of driving around the world and we're now in Mauritania. We woke up at the gorgeous Villa Maguela campsite with the sunrise over the ocean and Mitch got straight to work ready for Sunday's video. I, on the other hand, took my Kindle and coffee to read by the sea as I've been really neglecting it recently, and I just thought I'd take a minute in such a gorgeous place. It's so easy to be go, go, go every single day, so just finding a slither of a moment to be still and appreciate the sun on your skin is super nice and really important. We spent the morning working as we waited for another couple to cross the border to head into the desert with, and Emma and James took a trip into town and very safely bought us back some eggs. As I said, if we can get some eggs, Mitch can make us some pancakes. This is the route plan that we're going to be doing out of Nouadhibou, and if you've seen the Grand Tour then you'll be familiar with what it's going to be like. And then we had to figure out a way to fill up our second water tank with fresh water. We had to double hose it and tip it, which thankfully was a success. Thank you, James. I had one last freshen up in the bathroom before we got going and waved goodbye to the owner Tish and out of Villa Maguela. Our first petrol station experience was an interesting one as we watched the guy pour so much of it down James's Defender and onto the floor, and we were worried he was going to do the same with us, but thankfully no problems, and we were now full of fuel, food and water, and we could go remote. We headed out of Nouadhibou onto the main road that links with the border and picked up Phil and Louise, who will now be with us in a convoy. I never thought we'd be in a 3-vehicle convoy so soon. How exciting is this? Also, does anyone else think these wind turbines look like they're doing a Mexican wave? It proper tickled me. We pulled over as quickly as we could to get our first glimpse of the iron ore train, a 2.5-kilometre long train that carries iron ore roughly 700 kilometres from the mining town of Zouret to Nouadhibou, and we're hoping to drive alongside it over the next day or so. As soon as we saw that, it just clicked just how epic these next few days are going to be and that we are actually here. We drove in a convoy for a little bit longer before scoping out a camp spot, and after noticing some dunes away from the track, we thought it would be the perfect place to hide. James spotted a big branch off in the distance, so him and Mitch went to pick it up with the landy, and we did some sawing and chopping of the wood ready for a fire. The first bottle of wine of the convoy was opened and we all headed up to the dune for sunset, but as you can tell, the sand was blowing so much. So this is how much ended up in Emma's glass, but it didn't matter as we were all just embracing the fact that we are in the Sahara Desert and life is just what you make of it, even if it does mean putting your buff into a balaclava mode to cook, as no, that's not rain, that is sand. A very crunchy dinner was followed by sitting and chatting around the fire before going to bed. We'll see you tomorrow.